Attention! Attention!
Hello, my favorite little disciple. Do you have anything to report for me?
Sir, I think we may be close to getting you out of here. We just need a little more life force to break the seal.
Huh. It seems like the time is almost upon us then. Hopefully my other disciples have been doing everything they're supposed to. It's been a long 2,000 years, and I could really go for a stretch right about now. But I must be patient. The time is coming. Still, I may be able to stretch my wings a little bit, help speed up the process. Let's see what I could still do from this rusty old cage. Once I give you the word, I'm going to need you to go down to a very special place.
I'll be on standby, my lord. Just tell me when you need me.
Hello everyone, my name is James Bold, lead news anchor and reported for First Coast Weather and News. Today, we will be discussing what many meteorologists around the country are calling a potentially catastrophic situation. An immensely strong low-pressure system is expected to sweep through the country this week, bringing heavy rain, severe weather, and blizzard conditions to a large portion of the eastern half of the country. Scientists are calling it one of the strongest non-tropical storms that has been seen in the continental United States since the 1993 storm of the century. Residents in every state east of the Mississippi River are being urged to prepare while they can, as this storm will likely cause mass power outages, along with unmaneuverable road conditions in many areas. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a moderate risk for tornadoes on Monday, mainly in portions of Mississippi, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Wherever the storm is not producing snow, torrential rain, high winds, and intense thunderstorms should be expected. In more northern regions of the country, blizzard conditions are likely, including the likelihood for well over a foot of snow, strong wind gusts exceeding gale force, and near-zero visibility conditions. This storm system is currently working its way through the Rockies, where it is already causing rough winter weather conditions in states such as Colorado, Utah, and Wyoming. From there, the storm will slam into the Midwest, rapidly intensifying overnight tonight, and continuing to strengthen through tomorrow evening. It will then work its way through the eastern half of the country through Thursday, crippling holiday travel plans for millions of Americans. In terms of local impacts, we will see the worst of the weather Wednesday afternoon through Thursday afternoon. We will keep you updated with national and local impacts as this powerful storm moves through the country this week. To assist with the coverage, one of our reporters, Caine Goodman, will be traveling around the country to provide coverage on this historic event. For our next story, how local businesses in the area are preparing for the upcoming winter storm.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the Twin Cities National Weather Service Office. A blizzard warning has been issued for the entire state of Minnesota until Monday, December 20th, 2021. Throughout the day today, blizzard conditions are expected to settle in from the west, and will slowly work its way eastward throughout the day today and into tomorrow morning. Impacts include, but are not limited to, near-zero visibility, wind gusts in excess of 35 miles per hour, and heavy snowfall. Snowfall totals will vary throughout the state, but generally the highest accumulations will be to the north and east of the center of the storm. Residents are advised to not travel throughout the duration of this storm, as winter weather conditions in the area will make road conditions extremely dangerous and borderline untravelable. Widespread power failure is expected throughout the state. It is advised that you stock up on canned food and other non-perishables if possible. Bring all outdoor pets inside for the duration of the blizzard, and take extra care of sensitive groups, such as the elderly and children. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. An ice storm warning has been issued for the counties of Dane, Greene, Rock, and Jefferson until 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. A powerful winter storm is moving into the area, which will lead to significant icing on roads, houses, and trees. Ice will accumulate on power lines, likely leading to power outages. In addition to significant icing, strong winds will likely increase the likelihood of power outages. Residents are urged to remain indoors and not travel on the roadways. Ice accumulation on the roadways will make driving safely basically impossible. Only travel outside in the case of a serious emergency. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, the National Weather Service office in Milwaukee, Wisconsin has issued an ice storm warning for the counties of Dane, Greene, Rock, and Jefferson until 1:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Indianapolis, Indiana. A tornado warning has been issued for the counties of Monroe, Greene, and Owen until 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. At around 3:10 p.m. local time, a large and dangerous tornado was reported to be on the ground near Ridgeport, Indiana. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Repeating, a large, dangerous tornado was reported to be on the ground near Ridgeport, Indiana. This strong supercell is expected to move east-northeastwardly at 25 miles per hour. Locations impacted by this storm will include, but are not limited to, Salisbury, Stanford, Bloomington, and New Unionville. Anyone within the path of this dangerous storm are being urged to get into their basements, or the lowest floor of your building. Remain away from all windows, doors, and outside exits. Get to the most centralized room in your place of residence, preferably one without windows. Do not leave your residence even after the storm has passed, as conditions will likely still be dangerous due to downed power lines, potential gas leaks, and other debris. This will likely be a mass casualty situation. Repeating, this is a particularly dangerous situation. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued for the counties of Monroe, Greene, and Owen until 4 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Hello America, my name is Caine Goodman, an associate reporter with First Coast Weather and News. Today I am here in Bloomington, Indiana, taking a look at the damage caused by a powerful tornado early yesterday afternoon. While the exact rating of this tornado has not been confirmed by the National Weather Service, they're saying that preliminary results indicate damage of at least EF3 or higher. Search and rescue efforts are still underway, and unfortunately there have been at least 30 reported casualties in the Bloomington area alone. In addition to damage in Bloomington, we are tracking the situation that has unfolded in the northern plains, as thousands of power outages have been reported. Unfortunately, recovery conditions are not in our favor for the following days, as frigid cold air and high winds are expected to fill in behind the storm system. We'll keep you updated as more information becomes available on this tragic situation.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Nashville, Tennessee. A high wind warning has been issued for the state of Tennessee until December 25, 2021, at 12 p.m. local time. Throughout the coming days, strong winds are expected to occur during the daytime hours in most areas of western Tennessee. Winds are expected to remain at over 40 miles per hour during the daytime hours through Saturday, with wind gusts exceeding 60 miles per hour being possible. Residents are urged to tie down any loose furniture outside, and to bring any indoor pets inside for the duration of this event. Tree limbs are likely to break due to strong wind gusts, which could become dangerous projectiles. These loose tree limbs could cause damage to power lines, causing power outages. Damage can also be expected to cars, roofs, and windows. Driving may be dangerous for some vehicles, as more low-profile vehicles will be more easily pushed by stronger wind gusts. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, a high wind warning has been issued for the state of Tennessee until December 25, 2021, at 12 p.m. local time. This message is being broadcast at the request of civil authorities within the Chattanooga metropolitan area. A power outage emergency is currently underway within the Chattanooga metropolitan area. Due to locally high wind gusts across the state of Tennessee, a large majority of the residences in the Chattanooga metro experiencing power outages. As of right now, it is estimated that around 95% of the local population is without power. An estimated repair time on the local electric grid is unknown. Due to high wind conditions in the area, repairs are currently impossible, as conditions are too severe for electricians to work on safely. Power may be out in the Chattanooga area for at least the next 2 days. Where possible, it is advised that you keep a large amount of canned food and bottled water on hand. In addition, due to low temperatures during the overnight hours, it is advised that you have extra ways to stay warm. Wearing extra layers and having heavy blankets on hand can help ensure you keep your body heated during the cold overnight hours. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Peachtree City, Georgia. A flash freeze warning has been issued for the Atlanta metropolitan area until December 28, 2021 at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Due to a combination of strong winds and a blast of cool air behind a local storm system, temperatures are expected to drop drastically over the coming days. Average highs will likely be in the 20s, with temperatures dipping into the single-digit range overnight. Due to windy conditions in the area, wind chill will be a significant problem. Wind chill is what the air temperature feels like when accounting for the wind. Wind chill values could dip into the single digits or possibly the negatives on especially windy days. Residents are being urged to take care of sensitive groups, such as young children, the elderly, and pets. It is currently advised that people who are extremely sensitive to cold temperatures do not go outside in the coming days, and if you must, assure you have the proper clothing to protect your body. Wind chill can cause hypothermia in as little as 15 minutes in ideal conditions. Symptoms of hypothermia include, but are not limited to, shivering, unexplained exhaustion, confusion, poor motor skills, memory loss, slurred speech, drowsiness, and an excessively low internal body temperature. If you or someone you know seems to be experiencing symptoms of hypothermia, do not hesitate to contact emergency services. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, a flash freeze warning has been issued for the Atlanta metropolitan area until December 28, 2021 at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hello everyone, my name is James Bold, lead news anchor and reporter for First Coast Weather and News. Today, we will be jumping right into the national story that is on everyone's minds. Over the past week, a massive storm swept through a large majority of the continental United States. In the north, a blizzard ravaged states like Minnesota and the Dakotas, while an ice storm laid waste to southern Wisconsin. Ice conditions in the area were unlike anything ever seen before. While scientists are currently debating if it was actually some sort of hail, in some areas icicles were reported to be falling from the sky. There was a myriad of reports of people's roofs being shot through by these icicles that were likely falling from the sky at upwards of 100 miles per hour. There was even one brutal report out of Madison, Wisconsin, where it was reported someone was impaled through the skull by an icicle, killing them instantly. This type of behavior is completely unheard of in any typical ice storm, or even in traditional hailstorms. Residents in the northern plains describe the scene in ways such as hell freezing over, or apocalyptic in nature. If that wasn't enough, a large EF4 tornado tore through the city of Bloomington, Indiana, leaving hundreds of people dead. While it's not unheard of for occasional tornadoes to occur in the wintertime, a tornado of this magnitude, at this time of the year, is definitely a cause for concern. One of our reporters, Caine Goodman, had trouble describing just what he was seeing in Bloomington. To make things even worse, as the storm system pushed eastward, it left millions of people without power, in the dark, and freezing cold as strong winds crippled the power grid across the country. The government has already declared numerous areas disaster zones, and is claiming this may go down as the costliest natural disaster in American history, in terms of the price tag, and the cost of human life. As of now, it is currently estimated that at least 2,500 people have died in some way, shape or form from this storm. And unfortunately, this number will likely only increase as the after effects of this storm linger for weeks, or even months. Not exactly the best Christmas present for a nation that will now have to heal from such a major disaster. For our next story, we will be discussing the local impacts of this storm, and hearing from residents around the area about what they experienced.
Do you think that was enough, my lord?
I think that will suffice.
Well, I sure hope so. Your storm threw a tree onto my house, and it's gonna cost thousands to repair that.
Oh, don't you worry about things like that, my child. You don't need to worry about a single thing. You'll be rewarded thoroughly within due time. Now, let's get this show on the road. Get to my cage now, and finally, this fallen angel will have his revenge.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the United States Geological Survey, which is being relayed through the National Weather Service office in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. An earthquake warning has been issued for southern Louisiana, which will remain in effect until further notice. At around 8:32 local time, a large, magnitude 7.8 earthquake was recorded near the town of Lettsworth. The epicenter is around 60 miles to the southeast of Alexandria, Louisiana. Major locations that will likely feel heavy impacts from this earthquake include, but are not limited to, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Alexandria, and Lafayette in Louisiana. Residents are being urged to take cover immediately. Remain indoors if you are in a sturdy structure, and take shelter under a sturdy piece of furniture, such as a large table. If you don't have any furniture to cover yourself, stand directly under a doorframe. Do not go outside even after the earthquake has stopped, unless you believe your place of refuge is at high risk for structural failure. Gas lines may rupture due to this event. If you smell natural gas when outdoors and hear a hissing sound, get away from that area immediately. Fires may start from these leaking gas lines or other utility failures. If you see a fire, remain a safe distance away and contact 911. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, an earthquake warning has been issued for southern Louisiana, which will remain in effect until further notice.
Where are you, my lord? I can't see you anywhere.
Well, I guess I should tell you about your reward now. You see, I need a vessel, or a body, to inhabit. Now, I can't just go into any old body. It has to be someone special, one who can contain my power. and it can't take control without the consent of the vessel. So, what do you say? Do you want to help me out?
I don't know. Am I gonna be able to get control again?
Eventually you will, yes. But you wanted to see me, right? Did you think I was just coming to this world for nothing? Or just for you? Come on, son. You know you hate this world and the rest of humanity just as much as I do. What do you say?
I guess you're right. Okay, let's do this then.
Wow, you really are strong. The last time I tried to do this, the person fucking imploded into a pile of flesh and bones. I think I need to flex my muscles a bit. Still need time to get used to this new form. Let's see what this old angel can do.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the United States Geological Survey, which is being relayed through the National Weather Service office in Lake Charles, Louisiana. A special weather statement has been issued for the state of Louisiana until further notice. After a large 7.8 earthquake occurred near the town of Lettsworth, which is located around 60 miles to the southeast of Alexandria, what seemed to be fissures in the earth began to form in numerous locations around the epicenter. These fissures have been reported in multiple areas, including, but not limited to, Alexandria, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, and as far as New Orleans. Some of these fissures seem to be inert, not doing anything other than posing a potential risk of someone falling in and being crushed within the Earth's crust, but other, larger fissures have been reported to be spewing out what seems to be magma from the Earth's mantle. If you see lava approaching your location, leave the area immediately. Lava flows are incredibly destructive, and it is not worth losing your life by trying to protect your property. If you are to spot a lava flow, leave as fast and safely as possible, and contact law enforcement to report the incident. It is currently unknown why this situation is occurring, but the United States Geological Survey will be monitoring the situation closely in the coming hours and days to see if they can figure out what is happening. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, a special weather statement has been issued for the state of Louisiana until further notice. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Lake Charles, Louisiana. A wildfire warning has been issued for Allen Parish, effective immediately and until further notice. Throughout the course of the day today, there have been dozens of reports of a rapidly spreading wildfire near the town of Oakdale, Louisiana. Local fire departments have been working to extinguish this fire, but with little effect. Reports claim that fissures of lava have begun to open, immediately igniting any small brush or foliage near them. If that is the case, this fire will likely be impossible to contain until the lava has cooled and is no longer hot enough to ignite the area around it. If you see a lava flow or this wildfire approaching your location, you are being urged to leave immediately. Fire crews from out of state are currently en route to try and assess this situation, but to what effect this will have is currently unknown. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, a wildfire warning has been issued for Allen Parish, effective immediately and until further notice. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in New Orleans, Louisiana. An air quality alert has been issued for the New Orleans metropolitan area until further notice. Over the past 2 days, The air quality has reportedly dropped to below habitable levels for people with breathing difficulties or weakened immune systems, and is considered highly dangerous to the average person with no known respiratory or immune conditions. This drastic decline in air quality is due to a multitude of reasons, such as smoke from local wildfires, along with toxic gases being released from fissures that have opened around the state of Louisiana. Residents in the New Orleans area are being urged to remain indoors unless it is necessary to go outside. If you must go outside, it is advised that you limit your exposure to the outside world to no more than 30 minutes at a time, and that you wear some sort of facial covering when you go outdoors. Items that should suffice for facial coverings include, but are not limited to, medical or cloth face masks, pieces of clothing wrapped tightly around your nose and mouth area, and bandanas acting as facial coverings. It is unlikely that air quality will improve within the following week. If you or someone around you seems to be in severe respiratory distress from the air quality, do not hesitate to bring them to the emergency room immediately. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, an air quality alert has been issued for the New Orleans metropolitan area, until further notice. This message is being broadcast at the request of civil authorities within the Lafayette metropolitan area. A contaminated water warning has been issued for the Lafayette metropolitan area until further notice. Over the past few days, dozens of reports have come into local government offices of people falling severely ill after drinking water obtained from ground wells, the tap, or any type of water system in the home. It is currently believed that toxic materials from fissures in the earth have gotten into and contaminated the water supply. It is not advised that you boil water in an attempt to drink it, as it may still not remove the chemicals out of the water. Where possible, drink water that was already pre-packaged. Local government agencies are currently working to set up programs to distribute clean water to the public. For more information, contact your local law enforcement or government agency on a non-emergency line. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event.
Hello again, America. My name is Caine Goodman, out in the field doing reports on behalf of First Coast Weather and News. Last week, I visited the city of Bloomington, Indiana. This time last week, Bloomington was just beginning to pick up the pieces after a devastating EF4 tornado tore through that area in the early afternoon hours of December 22nd. Now, nearly a week later, we are experiencing yet another unbelievable set of disasters down here in Louisiana. Residents have called this apocalyptic, or something straight out of a disaster movie. It all started Christmas morning near the small community of Lettsworth, Louisiana. At around 8:35 that morning, an unbelievably strong 7.8 magnitude earthquake shook people awake on Christmas Day, no less. Search and rescue efforts are still underway through many parishes here, as it is believed hundreds of people have perished from the earthquake alone. Following the earthquake, numerous sets of events unfolded, the strangest being what seemed to be fissures of lava opening up around the southeastern portion of the state and the southwestern Mississippi. Geologists around the world are still stumped as to how this could have happened and have no answers to offer the public. Soon, what is believed to be one of the biggest evacuations in history will likely be underway here in Louisiana. Many major cities such as Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette, and more will be urging their citizens to evacuate. Conditions in many areas of the state have become borderline unlivable for many. Professionals are calling it potentially one of the largest exoduses of humans in history. We'll be following the evacuation efforts and any new developments over the coming days.
This message is being issued at the request of the Louisiana Department of Transportation, in addition to government officials within the state of Louisiana. An immediate evacuation order has been issued for southern Louisiana, active immediately. This order is active for the entire southeastern portion of Louisiana. This includes the major cities of Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Lafayette. If you are unsure if you are in an evacuation zone, please consult your state government website for more information. The situation involving numerous natural disasters has become too much to sustain human life. The governor of Louisiana has declared the state a major disaster zone, and is asking for all residents in an evacuation zone to leave immediately. Only bring the essentials with you, and evacuate out of the state. Some routes you can take include, but are not limited to, Interstate 10, Interstate 12, Interstate 49, Interstate 55, and Interstate 59. Conditions along some of these routes may be dangerous due to deteriorating conditions. If you would like up-to-date information on road conditions, please contact the Louisiana Department of Transportation for more information. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event.
Well, seems like I still got it. Perfect. The clock has struck midnight, and now it's time to show humanity what real power looks like. Just need to call up some old pals of mine, and we'll be good to go.
The following is an administrative message, which is being broadcast at the request of civil authorities within the state government of Kansas. Due to unknown circumstances, there have been widespread crop failures throughout the Midwestern United States. This will likely lead to a severe lack of fresh food in local and national chains of grocery stores. Local government agencies will try and help supply fresh food to those in need. For the meantime, do not panic, as panic will only make the situation worse. If you do intend to go grocery shopping, please only take what you absolutely need for you and your family. Please be kind to each other, as we must work together in order to get through this situation. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, in conjunction with the state government of California. A contagious disease warning has been issued for the state of California, until further notice. Over the past couple of days, there has been an exponentially large increase of flu cases around the United States, with California being one of the major hotspots. Major cities with high infection rates include, but are not limited to, Anaheim, San Jose, San Francisco, Sacramento, Los Angeles, and Redding. This strain of the flu seems to be slightly different than ones in recent years, seemingly having a higher transmission rate and a slightly higher severity than average. Symptoms of the flu include, but are not limited to, fever, chills, muscle aches, cough, congestion, runny nose, headaches, and fatigue. This new strain of the flu is not likely a cause for major concern, as it is common for new flu strains to pop up during the winter months. Still, if you or someone you know seems to be sick, it is advised that they remain at home unless otherwise necessary. Some hospitals have been reporting a large uptick in hospitalizations, so wait times for treatments may be longer than average. Despite this, if you believe that you are seriously ill, do not hesitate to seek medical attention. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of civil authorities of the Caine County Sheriff's Office. A civil danger warning has been issued for the town of Blackwell, Oklahoma, until further notice. Throughout the overnight and early morning hours, Numerous reports have been received and confirmed of violence occurring within Blackwell, Oklahoma. Most of the violence seems to be of civil disputes, but there have been multiple injuries and confirmed casualties. Law enforcement is currently working to help gain control over the situation. In the meantime, residents are being urged to remain indoors until this situation has been resolved. If you believe you are at risk of being harmed, do not hesitate to contact law enforcement services immediately. Stay tuned for local news media for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Chicago, Illinois. A severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for the Chicago metropolitan area until 1:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. At 11:50 p.m. local time, an extremely powerful thunderstorm was located over Wheaton. The storm was estimated to be moving eastward at around 20 miles per hour. This storm has a history of producing widespread and severe damage. This is a particularly dangerous and life-threatening situation. Expected hazards include, but are not limited to, wind gusts in excess of 100 miles per hour, hail in excess of 3 inches in diameter, torrential rainfall, and excessive cloud-to-ground lightning. Due to the slow-moving nature of the storm, flash flooding is extremely likely. Residents are urged to get to the lowest location in your shelter, and to remain away from windows. Repeating, a large, dangerous, and likely life-threatening severe thunderstorm will impact the Chicago metropolitan area within the coming hour. Take cover now. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Chicago, Illinois. A flash flood emergency has been declared for the Chicago metropolitan area until further notice. Throughout the overnight hours, a major storm system rolled through the Chicago metro, causing massive damage and likely hundreds of casualties. In addition to severe rain and hail damage, the storm dropped an unprecedented amount of rainfall, totaling upwards of 10 inches in some areas. Most streets in the city are untravelable, and rescues are currently having to be done by boat. This is a particularly dangerous and life-threatening situation. All residents are being urged to remain indoors, unless conditions force you to leave your place of refuge. Do not attempt to wade your way through flood waters unless absolutely necessary, as they will likely contain dangerous debris from damage caused by the storm. If you have to go through flood waters, it is advised you wear heavy clothing, such as jeans for your legs, and boots for your feet in order to protect yourself from sharp objects in the water. Due to downed power lines from the storm, some of the waterways may be carrying an electric charge. Do not attempt to go near a downed power line, especially if there is standing groundwater nearby. Stay tuned to the National Weather Service and local news media for more information and future updates on this event. Repeating, a flash flood emergency has been declared for the Chicago metropolitan area until further notice.
Good morning, America. My name is Caine Goodman, once again out in the fields, quite literally, as I'm in the state of Illinois covering an absolutely tragic situation that unfolded late last night in the windy city of Chicago. At around 12:30 last night, a storm of unprecedented proportions slammed into the Chicago metro area. This unbelievable storm packed wind gusts in excess of 135 miles per hour, hail upwards of 3.5 inches in diameter, and absolutely torrential rain. Mind you, not even a month ago, a massive storm swept through the country, costing billions in damages. That storm had already caused plenty of problems for Chicagoans, and last night's storm was only insult to injury. To say that the scene here is hellish is quite an understatement. The most obvious issue is that almost every street in the metropolitan area is underwater from the record-shattering rainfall. Assistance from the Illinois state government, bordering states, and the National Guard have been called into the city to help assist in the rescue. The president will be visiting Chicago later tomorrow to see the damage and to try and help reassure the people of Chicago. The White House has released a statement saying that this will likely go down as the worst natural disaster-related humanitarian disaster in the United States history, similar to what was seen in 2005 with Hurricane Katrina. But back to the details here. It's hard to describe. Most of the windows in local high-rises were shattered from powerful winds and tremendous hail, resulting in an untold amount of glass shards littering the waterways. Smaller houses and buildings in the suburbs have sustained major structural damage, with some homes losing their entire roof. While there is no current death count set in stone right now, it's estimated to be in the thousands, though personally I feel it is much higher than that. We've seen dead bodies floating around the streets here, and more often than not, rescuers have been recovering dead bodies over living people. It truly is a gruesome scene and a sight for sore eyes. We'll be reporting more from the field as more information becomes available on this developing tragedy out of Chicago, Illinois.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the Saline County Sheriff's Office. A local area emergency has been issued for Saline, Kansas, until further notice. Since early this morning, many protests have broken out around numerous towns in Saline County, but mainly within the city of Salina, Kansas. These protests have been primarily around grocery stores, government offices, and other civil assistance locations. These protests have been going on for the past couple of days, but have begun to become violent as of this morning. There have been numerous reports of civilians and the police force clashing, causing a multitude of injuries. Residents are being urged to avoid these riotous protests where possible, and to not get involved in them. If you are caught acting violent in a protest, you will be arrested and tried as a criminal. If you see a riot occurring, remain calm and keep your distance, and report the incident to your local police department or sheriff's office. Thank you. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. The following is an administrative message, which is being broadcast at the request of the Caine County Sheriff's Office. There is no ongoing emergency as of this time. If there was, official instructions would follow the alert tone. This message is being broadcast in order to give an update on a situation that began early yesterday morning, primarily occurring in the town of Blackwell, Oklahoma. Yesterday, there were dozens of reports of violent crimes being reported in the town, including, but not limited to, arson, homicides, assault, and other actions meant to harm other townspeople. While the investigation is still ongoing into exactly what happened, it has been reported that many of the residents that engaged in these violent behaviors believed that other residents were possessed by demons. They claimed people's behaviors changed drastically, and were seeing other residents with pitch-black eyes. While the exact cause is unknown, it is believed that a case of mass paranoia or psychosis has occurred within the town of Blackwell. If you believe you have experienced some of these hallucinations, please contact your local police department or sheriff's office immediately. The police will help you get a psychiatric evaluation with a trained professional. As of 2:15 p.m. local time, the situation has seemed to resolve itself. There has been no more reports of violence since late last night. For now, officials are giving the all-clear message on this situation. Thank you for your time and cooperation. It is greatly appreciated. For more information and future updates on this event, stay tuned to your local news media station, along with the Caine County Sheriff's Office. This is an emergency update message, which is being broadcast at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The situation regarding a new strain of influenza has grown much more severe within the state of California. Case counts have now topped 1 million across the state, and hospitals are often reaching max capacity every single day. Please only come into local emergency rooms if you are having a life-threatening emergency. The governor of California will likely be implementing pandemic prevention measures in the coming days, such as the requirement of facial masks in public, social distancing, and possibly stay-at-home orders. If any of these measures are implemented, please follow them to the best of your ability. These measures are put in place in order to protect the general well-being of the public, along with helping to ease the strain on public health services. If you do not need to be out and about, it is advised that you remain home until a decision is made on the pandemic prevention measures. Thank you for your cooperation, it is greatly appreciated. For more information on this developing situation, stay tuned to local news media and the CDC website.
Sir, we can't keep going like this. People are going to figure out what's going on eventually.
I know, but I don't know how to break the news. There has to be something we can do, but it's going to take some time. For now, we need to do our best to keep everyone calm, do damage control, and ensure that Nation now will all be okay.
Alright, sir, I'll get on it, but drastic measures may need to be taken sooner than you think.
I know, David. Just give me time to think, okay?
Will do, sir, but the clock is ticking.
This message is being broadcast at the request of government officials within the state of Mississippi. A contaminated water warning has been issued for regions bordering the Mississippi River, until further notice. Many residents have noticed that water that they have tried to drink from their taps, wells, or refrigerators has had a red tint to it, and has tasted metallic. It is believed that for some unknown reason, a large amount of blood has gotten into the Mississippi River. This strange occurrence has been reported from as far north as Memphis, Tennessee, and as far south as the southern mouth of the Mississippi River. The state government will be investigating this strange phenomena throughout the day today. In the meantime, residents are being urged to not drink any water that they get from their home or ground well. If possible, drink only prepackaged water. Boiling water is not advised, but could work in the case of an emergency. Due to the unknown origin of this blood, it is possible that unknown pathogens could reside in it, which could make you seriously ill if ingested. If you are experiencing the acute symptoms of illness that does not have any reasonable origin, contact healthcare service immediately. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of civil authorities within Bannock County, Idaho. A local area emergency has been issued for Bannock County, until further notice. Throughout the day today, there have been numerous reports of vicious animal attacks around the county, specifically near the city of Pocatello, Idaho. Some examples of animals that were witnessed attacking people include, but are not limited to, grizzly bears, gray wolves, lynxes, and the woodland caribou. The reasoning behind the hostile actions of these creatures is currently unknown, but they seem to be attacking people indiscriminately. Residents are being urged to avoid areas where animals frequently roam, such as heavily wooded or forested areas. If you have a small firearm, such as a handgun, you are urged to carry it with you in public to protect yourself and others around you. If you see an animal exhibiting hostile behavior, do not hesitate to put it down. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the Food and Drug Administration, in conjunction with government officials within the state of Montana. A contaminated food warning has been issued for the state of Montana, until further notice. Over the past 2 days, there have been tens of thousands of reports across the country of people falling severely ill after eating fresh meat bought from both national and local stores. The products affected by this warning range from pork, beef, chicken, and other types of fresh meat. A national recall has been implemented for nearly all fresh meat products in stores. If you have any fresh meat in your home, it is advised that you do not eat it. Even after the meat has been thoroughly cooked, it still has the potential to make you sick. If you do eat this meat, you may contract trichinosis, more commonly known as food poisoning. Symptoms of food poisoning include, but are not limited to, abdominal pain, constipation, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramps, fever, chills, and dehydration. If you believe you are experiencing food poisoning, do not hesitate to seek medical attention. While most people fully recover from food poisoning within 1 to 2 weeks, it can lead to more severe complications if left unattended to. For more information and future updates on this event, consult the Food and Drug Administration website, along with local news sources. This message is being broadcast at the request of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, in addition to the state government of Florida. A contagious disease warning has been issued for the state of Florida, until further notice. Over the past handful of days, there have been tens of thousands of reports of people developing boils on their skin. It is believed that this is from a widespread infection of Staphylococcus bacteria, otherwise known as a staph infection. Symptoms of this disease include, but are not limited to, boils or blisters of the skin, nausea, vomiting, stomach aches, and in more severe cases, fever, joint, and muscle pain. Typically, staph infections are spread from close human physical contact, but it seems to be spreading in some other form to be this widespread. In most cases, this disease resolves quickly and with little complication. However, more severe cases are possible, especially in those with weakened or compromised immune systems. It is advised that you do not go into public swimming areas during this event, such as rivers, pools, water parks, or fountains. For more information and future updates on this event, consult the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website, along with local news media. This message is being broadcast at the request of the National Weather Service office in Dallas-Fort Worth. A severe weather statement has been issued for the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area, active until 6:45 p.m. Central Standard Time. At 5:35 p.m. local time, a powerful line of storms was located around 15 miles to the west of Fort Worth, Texas, and was moving eastward at 45 miles per hour. This line of thunderstorms has had a long history of causing significant structural damage. This line of storms is considered to be a derecho, or a long-lasting, powerful squall line of thunderstorms. Residents in the Dallas-Fort Worth metro can expect conditions such as, but not limited to, wind gusts in excess of 100 miles per hour, excessive cloud-to-ground lightning, hail up to 4 inches in diameter, and possible tornadoes embedded within the squall line. This derecho will impact the Dallas-Fort Worth area over the next hour. This is a particularly dangerous situation. If you are outdoors, you need to seek shelter immediately. If you are out on the roadways and cannot find shelter, pull your car off of the road, put on your emergency lights, and do not move until the storm has passed. If you can find shelter, get to the lowest floor of your place of refuge, and remain away from windows. It is advised you find a central room, away from the outside world, such as an interior bedroom or closet. Repeating, A large, powerful line of thunderstorms is approaching the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area. Seek shelter immediately. Stay tuned to local news media and the National Weather Service for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of government officials within the state of Texas. A power outage emergency is currently underway for the Dallas-Fort Worth metropolitan area. At around 6 p.m. local time, a powerful line of thunderstorms rolled through the metro area, causing significant damage to the power grid structure. Due to windy conditions in the area following the storm, repairs on power lines are currently too dangerous to attempt. Power will likely be out for much of the metropolitan area for multiple days. It is estimated that upwards of 90% of the Dallas-Fort Worth area is currently without power. Repairs are currently being made where possible, prioritizing the restoration of power to emergency services before personal service. Due to forecasted low overnight temperatures in the area, it is advised that you have a way to keep warm during the night, such as wearing extra layers or having extra blankets. An estimated repair time for this event is currently unknown. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event.
Hello once again, America. My name is Caine Goodman, reporting on behalf of First Coast Weather and News. I hate to bring more bad news, but today we're at ground zero of yet another massive storm, this time in Dallas, Texas. Powerful winds and large hail have once again devastated another major city, leaving hundreds of thousands of people in the dark. But this time, instead of just focusing on storm damage, we went around and talked to some of the locals here in Dallas. Now, being in the Bible Belt, people here often hold a deep religious belief. Mainly, many folks around here have been keeping a close eye on what's been going on around the country, and they believe the apocalypse is coming. Now, obviously, who's to say? That's quite a big jump to make, and how many times in just the past 20 to 30 years have we heard of end-of-the-world prophecies? But to be fair to them, the amount of natural and even some supernatural disasters going on around the country is hard to argue against. Many Americans are left asking, where is God in all of this? Is he dead, or has he left us? I'm sorry to get philosophical here, but the past few weeks have gotten me thinking to what lies beyond us. Anyway, back to the weather. The National Weather Service is predicting an active rest of the month and into February in terms of severe weather, something that is incredibly out of the ordinary. We'll be on ground covering the situation as it unfolds, and we will report on the aftermath as information comes in. Thank you for tuning in, America, and please stay safe and cherish the time we have on this earth. Good night.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is James Bold, lead news anchor and reporter for First Coast Weather and News. Today, we will be discussing the frankly insane conditions going on around the United States. Between large-scale storms occurring back-to-back, disease outbreaks, and what seemingly be two religious omens of the end times, many Americans are wondering if the end is nigh. To help us figure out what could possibly be going on, we will be talking with a religious professor from Louisiana, Marcus Cobra. Mr. Cobra was part of the mass exodus of Louisiana residents, as the state became riddled with too many natural disasters to name here. He was previously studying religious architecture and literature at the Louisiana Christian University in Pineville, Louisiana. Now that our introduction is out of the way, let's talk to Marcus. So, Mr. Cobra, how do you feel about what has been going on around the country?
Well, James, it is concerning to say the least, but I can't blame the public for worrying. This type of concentrated chaos in the world is something that has not truly been seen in, well, millennia, really. Sure, we've had wars, terror attacks, and general times of hardship in the world, but never has the world seen such suffering, at least not any time recently. And most have just been talking about America. The rest of the world is going through hell too.
I agree, Marcus. So how do you feel about the theories involving this being the potential end times?
Well, according to what was laid forth in the book of Revelations, a lot seems to match up. the infighting, the disease, the influx in natural disasters, it's pretty damning evidence. I can't say for sure because in the end it's all up to interpretation, but something definitely is not right here.
Right. So from what we've heard, friends and family haven't heard from you since late December. Have you been busy with your work?
Well, I haven't really been doing all that much work because, if I can be honest with you, I do believe that the world is coming to an end soon. That's not something I wanted to say on air, but I can't deny what's going on around here. I'm not saying to take my word as gospel, but it is something to keep in mind. I've mostly kept myself scheduled, just hoping for an end to all this soon.
That's understandable, Marcus. Well, do you have anything else to say before we end this interview?
Yeah, I do, James. To everyone listening, cherish the time you have with your loved ones. Hug them extra tight tonight, and express all the love you can to them, because things will likely only get worse from here.
Very solid, if not ominous advice, Marcus. Thank you for speaking with us today, and please stay safe out there. For our next story, we will be discussing more about the strange occurrences across the country, and what local officials are doing to prepare for worsening conditions on the First Coast.
That cocky son of a bitch. This thing has the audacity to go on airwaves and claim he doesn't know what's going on. Just acting like a regular person. Fucking hell.
Sir, I mean no disrespect, but I think it's time for more drastic measures. The people are starting to realize what's going on, and I don't think we can keep it under wraps anymore.
I understand what you're saying, but how do we go about this? We can't just say, the world is going to end. Have fun, y'all. People are going to lose their shit.
Maybe it's time we stop playing on the defensive and get on the offensive. Let's fight back. It's at least worth a shot.
Son, I appreciate the enthusiasm, but this is an ancient beast that's been sealed away for millenniums. I don't think we have anything in our arsenal that can destroy him.
He's inhabiting a human body. Why can't we just try and destroy the body?
We could try, but it likely won't work. A vessel for the devil requires an incredible amount of structural and, in a way, spiritual integrity. If Marcus let the devil in, his body is likely even more forfeited. Even if we could destroy his body, the devil could very likely just find another vessel.
Sir, I get that this will be difficult, but this is no time for complacency.
He's a goddamn fallen angel. Do you really think anything humans have thrown together in our time on this planet can defeat an angel? Let alone one of the strongest ones. We're essentially fighting with a war with sticks and stones while he's fighting with nuclear bombs. Maybe we should just give up.
With all due respect, Mr. President, we can't go that route. You're letting the country down if we simply just give in. We have to put up a fight. Come on. What's the worst that happens? If you say we're fucked anyway, we might as well go down swinging.
You're right. Alright. Let's get working on a plan. If we're gonna go down, I am not letting this bastard get away unscathed.
We suspend your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this urgent message from the White House. Please stand by, as important information will follow the alert tone. This message is being broadcast at the request of the United States government, and at the approval of the President of the United States. Please listen carefully, as this information is critical to your safety. It is believed that sometime in late December of 2021, the devil rose near the town of Lettsworth, Louisiana. This devil, otherwise known as Satan or Lucifer, is the fallen angel that is often described in Christian mythology. It is believed that he has been the cause behind all of the disasters and supernatural occurrences around the country in the past month. It is currently unknown if anything can be done to fight this menace, but the United States government will fight its absolute hardest to defend the integrity of this nation and its people. Lucifer has been noted to be roaming the country, seemingly at random, bringing chaos and death wherever he roams. Some of his abilities seem to include, but are not limited to, the ability to control individuals to do his bidding, the ability to summon demons, the ability to control fire, otherwise known as pyrokinesis, and the ability to cause certain natural disasters at will, such as causing large, lava-filled ruptures in the earth. Lucifer is believed to be inhabiting once was a man by the name of Marcus Cobra. He is 5'10", 185 pounds, with brown skin tone, and black hair. He has not been seen in person since Christmas of last year, but was recently heard on the radio show First Coast Weather and News. Do not be fooled, the man that once was Marcus Cobra no longer exists. The devil is holding him captive in his own body and mind. If you see Marcus anywhere, contact your local law enforcement agency immediately. In terms of what you can do to help this fight, it's best to just remain out of Lucifer's way. If he confronts you, do not speak to him, do not assist him, and simply leave the area if possible. You are not advised to attempt fighting back against him, as it is believed normal human weaponry will have little to no effect on his vessel. Despite this, the National Guard and the entire United States military will be deployed to try and assist in any way possible. Any able-bodied resident between the ages of 18 and 25 is being ordered to report to the nearest military base for immediate training and deployment. This situation may be bleak, but there may still be hope. Please, remain strong, remain resilient, and remain faithful. Thank you for your time, it is greatly appreciated.
So now they finally want to get off their asses and attempt to stop me? Fine. They want a battle, well, I'll give them a war. They won't even know what hit them.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the United States Geological Survey, and is being relayed through the National Weather Service office in Norman, Oklahoma. A special weather statement has been issued for the state of Oklahoma, until further notice. Over the past hour, large fissures in the earth have begun opening and have started spewing lava across the state of Oklahoma. These are similar to the fissures that occurred in the state of Louisiana just over a month ago. These fissures are likely related to the rising of Lucifer. Residents are being urged to remain away from these fissures at all costs. The lava produced from these ruptures can cause immediate and severe burns on contact, likely melting away all flesh and bone they come into contact with. These fissures are also usually preceded by minor earthquakes, usually around 4 on the Richter scale. These earthquakes are usually strong enough to feel, but not likely to cause major structural damage. If you see a lava fissure opening near you, you are urged to leave the area immediately, and report it to your local law enforcement agency so they can inform the public of the situation. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event. This message is being broadcast at the request of the state government of Oklahoma. An immediate evacuation order has been issued for the entire state of Oklahoma, active immediately, and until further notice. Any residents residing within the state of Oklahoma are being urged to leave immediately. Over the past couple of hours, fissures of lava have begun to flood multiple major cities with lava, igniting buildings, destroying roads, and likely killing thousands of people. Rescue efforts will not be attempted in these places, and are considered lost causes. Oklahoma City seems to be the epicenter of this event, which is home to around 643,000 people. It is believed that a large majority of those residents are dead, or will soon die from deteriorating conditions. If you have not been affected by these lava fissures yet, you are being urged to leave the state immediately, and to get as far away from Oklahoma City as possible. It is estimated that a large majority of the state will be consumed by lava within the next 24 hours. Please, leave now. For more information on road conditions, consult the Oklahoma Department of Transportation website. For more information, consult national media sources, as all local stations will likely cease transmission in the coming hours. This message is being broadcast at the request of the state government of Ohio. A shelter-in-place order has been issued for the state of Ohio, active immediately and until further notice. Early this morning, there were reports that Lucifer has arrived in the state of Ohio, starting his attacks in the city of Cincinnati, Ohio. All residents are being urged to remain indoors, away from windows, and to not go outside at any cost. Lucifer will try and persuade you to join his cause and to fight with him, but to not give in. If he does confront you, do anything you can to avoid falling into his temptations, even if that involves making an attempt on your own life. Do not leave your shelter under any circumstances, unless you are trying to escape from the devil. The United States military is currently moving in on the state of Ohio to try and assist with the situation. Do not answer your door for anyone, even service members, as they have been instructed to not try and evacuate residents. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event.
We have to figure out what we're gonna do here. He's tearing up cities by the dozen, wasting away hundreds of thousands of lives.
Sir, I have an idea, but I don't think you're gonna like it.
Hate me with it. At this point, we do whatever we can.
So, wherever he goes, he seems to try and get people to his side in order to do his bidding. For a few hours before he torches the place, the residents go into an all-out frenzy. Whether that's because they're under control or are making their last stand, I'm not sure.
Are you implying we should use thousands of people as bait?
Well, when you put it like that, it sounds terrible, but essentially, yes, that's what I'm getting at.
Oh, look at Mr. Up on my high horse, suddenly wanting to do immortal things. Weren't you just grilling me about shit like this a few days ago?
Yes, I was, but I would argue the circumstances have changed a little bit. Don't you agree?
I guess you're right. So what should we do?
Wait for him to move on to a new city, and then we rain hell on him.
I'm sure that will go over well with the public. It's not like we really have a choice. Alright, let's get ready. Get our best surveillance operators to track his every move. We need to be precise with this.
Already on it, sir. Let's get this moving.
This message is being broadcast at the request of the Columbus Police Department. A law enforcement warning has been issued for the Columbus metropolitan area until further notice. Throughout the overnight hours, there have been hundreds of reports of people turning excessively violent and beginning to cause chaos in Columbus, Ohio. This includes the crimes of, but not limited to, arson, grand theft auto, attempted homicide, assault, battery, and more. All residents are being urged to remain inside, lock all entrances to your home, and to not attempt to try and apprehend anyone for yourself. If you have some kind of firearm in your possession, it is advised that you keep it loaded and ready to use in the case of an emergency. The use of lethal force has been permitted in order to help protect you and your loved ones. If someone makes an attempt on your life, you have the right to fight and put them down, without the fear of criminal persecution. This is a life-threatening situation, but you must remain calm. Panic will only make the situation worse. Stay tuned to local news media for more information and future updates on this event.
So, Columbus, Ohio. Of course he has to pick the city with nearly 1 million people in it. damn it.
I know it's hard, Sue, but you know what has to be done here.
I know. Let's just... I really hope this actually works. Call it in.
Attack warning. Attack warning. Attack warning. This is an attack warning. Please pay attention, as an urgent message will be transmitted after the alert tone. This is an attack warning, active for the Columbus metropolitan area. At 2:17 local time, multiple large-scale nuclear warheads were reported to be on course to strike the Columbus area within the next 2 minutes. These warheads were sent at the request of the United States government in order to try and take down Lucifer, who was reported to be in the city as of 2 hours ago. These nuclear bombs will likely cause wide-scale destruction and death, likely laying waste to most of, if not all of the metropolitan area. Residents are being urged to take shelter on the lowest floor of their shelter, and to cover themselves with as much protection as possible. Do not attempt to evacuate, as there is no time to get away. In the case of a nuclear strike, remember the 3 steps to survive the attack. Lay face down on the floor, with your feet pointing towards the blast. Open your mouth to allow pressure to escape your body. Do not look directly at the blast, as it can cause permanent damage to your vision. Assume blast position now. Cover your head with your arms, or any kind of cushioning you have available to you. After the blast, do not go outside. Nuclear explosions produce fallout, which are radioactive particles. This can lead to acute radiation poisoning and radiation sickness, which can be fatal within minutes. Remain in your shelters until an all clear is given. May God have mercy on your soul.
So, you think we got him?
I don't know, Sue. We haven't been seeing any more omens of his presence, but something doesn't seem right about...
Come here, you son of a bitch. You thought you could just blow me off the face of the earth like that? The hell were you thinking?
Hey, you bastard! Keep your hands off the president!
Oh, really? And what's a runt like you going to do about it? Ow. That almost hurt a little bit. Wrong move, buddy.
No, you son of a bitch!
Calm down. If you don't want the same thing done to you, I suggest you sit down, shut the fuck up, and listen to what I have to say.
And why the hell would I ever do that?
You don't really have a choice. Now, you will do exactly what I say, or the shit I will do to you will make what I just did to your friend over there look like a happy Sunday afternoon stroll in the park. You hear me?
We suspend your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this urgent message from the White House. Please stand by, as a message from the President of the United States will follow the alert tone.
My fellow Americans, I come to you with somber news. 3 days ago, Lucifer made his way to the White House and has killed off most of my staff. Most of the American systems of government on a national, state, and even local level have been compromised. I have no choice but to give in to his demands. As of February 1st, 2022, Lucifer will become Supreme Leader of the United States. I am asking all residents of the United States to not attempt to fight back, as there is no use. We fought hard. We lost so much. In the end, darkness prevailed. Life can't always be a fairy tale where the light always triumphs over the dark. I will likely not be alive for much longer, as my usefulness to the Dark Lord has now been used up. A As a final message, I will say this. Use whatever you want to try and get yourself through this dark era. Pray, even if you still believe there's a God out there. If he is out there, he certainly doesn't care about us anymore. To thank you for your loyalty to the United States. It's time for America is over. Goodbye, everyone. I hope to see you on the other side.
This has been a message from the President of the United States. Thank you for your time. This message is being broadcast at the request of the Washington state government. The following is an administrative message. There is no active emergency. If there was, official instructions would have followed the alert tone. Please listen carefully, as the information contained in this message is vital to your safety. Starting tomorrow, February 1st, 2022, the United States will be under new leadership. The new supreme leader of the country is Lucifer, the fallen angel. The Dark Lord has ordered that every resident of the United States pledge their allegiance to him, or pay with their lives. Military officials will be stopping by every residence in the coming days to ensure the loyalty of the people to our new leader. If you do not comply, there will be serious repercussions to you and your loved ones. For the sake of everyone involved, it is in your best interest to submit. Thank you for your compliance to our new Lord and Savior. Your cooperation is greatly appreciated. For more information on this event, our beloved leader is expected to speak tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. local time. We suspend your regularly scheduled programming to bring you this urgent message from the Supreme Leader of the United States. An important message will follow the alert tone. Please stand by.
Hello, people of the Earth. It is I, the Prince of Darkness, Lucifer. I'm so glad to finally see you all again. It has been a long time coming, nearly 2,000 years in fact, and my God have you all grown. You see, God always preferred you. He believed that humans were his magnum opus, his perfect creation. A being with free will, one that had a consciousness, a heart, and a soul. Regardless of how many turned away from his light, he still cared for every single one of you. But after decades, centuries, of infighting and the degradation of the human spirit, it seems he just gave up. Now you know how it feels to be abandoned by your creator, just like me. The same thing happened to me, and I guess all of the other angels by that measure. But regardless, he's gone now. I don't know where he is, and honestly, I wish I knew the answer just as much as you do. But wherever he ran off to, he's not here to safeguard humanity anymore. He locked me up in my rusty cage for nearly 2 millennia, and all it took was for him to turn a blind eye for me to break free. For 2 millennia, you were his guinea pigs, but now you get to be mine. Humans will no longer reign supreme on this planet, and all will become slaves to the dark. If you don't want to comply, that's alright. You will simply pay with your life. Can't say I'll lose sleep over what you choose, considering I'll be in charge of deciding where you go once you pass. But enough of all that religious talk. What's next for America? Well, America as you knew it will be no more. In spirit, it may still be here, but the country you knew and loved will look much different under my rule. I will say, I have a feeling that the other countries of the world won't be too pleased with my takeover, but I'm not worried. If they object, I will simply stomp them out just like I did here. But as a courtesy, we'll give you one final send-off. The sun has set on the American Empire, and now becomes an era of darkness. I can't wait to see what we can do together. It's only a matter of time.
Hello everyone, my name is James Bold, lead reporter and news anchor for First Coast Weather and News. Today, we will be discussing a speech that was just given by the apparent new Supreme Leader of the United States, Lucifer, the fallen angel. I'm just going to cut to the chase, as I feel like we do not have much more time together. We need to fight, no matter how much the odds are stacked against us. To be completely honest, there probably is nothing we can do to fight Lucifer off. But regardless, the world is counting on us. God is gone, and as his creations, we are left to defend the world that we so greatly love. We've lost well over 1 million Americans now over the past 2 months. Wherever they are, we need to fight for them. Please, heed this call. It's our only hope.
Really? You're trying to plan a rebellion already? Against Lucifer, the angel that rebelled against God. My, you humans are so persistent. You know, I know a thing or two about rebellion, and this isn't how you go about it. But whatever. It's over. The world is already mine. If you step out of line or get in my way, you will simply end up another skull crushed underneath my foot. Give up already. The fight is over. The new world order is here, my friends. Let's enjoy it together.